Welcome to Recreation and Leisure Services. My name is Mamie Sealy-Baker, and I am a faculty member and the program coordinator here at Conestoga. A bit about my background in the field. I come from Municipal Parks and Recreation, so that would be the local government area of the field. But that's enough about me. Let's get into a little bit about the program. So first, why do I think you should come join us or check us out at Conestoga? So a couple things, by no means an exhaustive list. So the first thing would be our student experiences. So Ashley here in the middle was the winner of our ugly sweater competition at the end of term holiday celebration this past fall. So she took home a beautiful little trophy with some candy in it. So we do end of term celebrations in the fall and winter, just to celebrate the term, kind of get together, build some community, play some games, eat some food, and just relax and enjoy each other's company. First and second years come together, and typically a group of students will organize everything. We also do mid-semester motivators, which happen about midway through the term. And it again is organized by first or second years or a combination of both. And it's just some time for us to get together, take some time to enjoy each other's company, do some activities, de-stress, just have a good time, and again, build that community. The program is small compared to some, so we usually have around 40 students. So you are with the same group of students through your time here. And you become like a tight-knit family, and then you make literally lifelong friends, and then you are also co-workers after you've graduated in the field. So that's kind of a neat experience that not everyone gets in their program, but is a nice thing about recreation and leisure. Another great thing is our guest speakers. So we have, at a minimum, one guest speaker in approximately every class. So the guest speakers love coming in and talking to you, the students, and sharing their experiences, what they've learned along the way. They give you the chance to ask them questions, any tips or tricks, that kind of stuff. And it's fantastic. A lot of the times the guest speakers are graduates of the program. So that's also kind of a neat connection for you to see the opportunities that are available for you. So in the bottom right-hand corner here are a couple of our first-year students in the inclusive and therapeutic recreation class. So we had Special Olympics come in, bring one of their athletes, and then they took us outside and they blindfolded one half of a pairing of students. And then the other partner had to communicate verbally about a ball being tossed at them so they could catch it. So it's kind of to give you that experience of what a visually impaired athlete in a Special Olympics program might experience firsthand, okay? So those are the kinds of experiences that we like to give you with our guest speakers. But again, they're interesting and they love coming to talk to students. The last thing that I'll share about the program here is we have assignments, obviously, and we ask that you tailor them to your interest. So if your interest is sports, if your interest is facilities, if your interest is seniors, people with different abilities, youth, whatever it is, you can take those assignments. So say it's a program plan. So you take that program plan and you tailor it to the population that you're interested in. So I had a student who was very into the environment and making things better. So he did a beach cleanup or waterfront cleanup program. That's what he did. I had someone do a music, like introduction to music program, active, like a pickleball program, so a cooking program. It ranges again based on your interest. If you're interested in sports, you could do a, like learn to skate, hockey, whatever it is, and build it and tailor it to your interest. And then that also builds your skill and knowledge base around your specific area. Sometimes people come into the program and they know, they're like, yes, for sure, I want to work with seniors. They get through one semester and like, actually, I think I want to work with youth or people with different abilities. So then that changes their skill set and knowledge base to something else. So it doesn't happen to everyone, but it does happen, and then it allows you to become that more well-rounded practitioner too. So moving on from there to some frequently asked questions. Some of you may be asking yourself this first one. What is recreation and leisure? Fair question. It is hard to like pinpoint or nail it down exactly because it is a very wide field and you can do a lot of things with it. But if I had to describe it, it would be making people and communities better, making them feel more connected, making them more vibrant, more inclusive, and just making things better for people. And that's essentially it in a nutshell if I had to describe it. So in the field of recreation and leisure, we fall into the three sectors. So we fall into the public, which is the like municipal government aspect of things or government aspect of things. Then you have your profit organizations. So those could be like your retirement or long-term care homes or a private facility, or maybe a league who offers strictly adult programming, sports leagues, whatever it might be. And then we also have the not-for-profit sector. So that's things like your YMCA, community living, your like minor sports organizations, that kind of stuff. So we fall into all of those. And just to give you some sample jobs that grads have gotten the last couple of years, to share with you again just how diverse and wide this is. So we had one person get a job on a cruise ship doing all of the guest programming, and he took a contract in the Caribbean, and then after his contract was up, he moved to a European cruise line and he's now doing programming there, which is kind of an awesome experience. Another grad is working with the Tim Hortons Foundation doing camp facilitations in St. George. We have a few doing customer service in the office with municipalities. Another grad is doing programming with Kitchener Minor Soccer. We have another who's a rec supervisor at a Schlegel Village home. We have someone who's working in youth engagement with LANGS, which is a community organization in Cambridge. Someone who's doing programming with Deaf Blind Ontario. Someone who's a full-time member services coordinator with the YMCA. And another kind of neat one is one of our grads took a contract to work in low-income communities in Chicago, doing sport and arts programming in schools and after school. So like I said before, rec is a beautiful thing. You can do whatever you want with it. And hopefully I've kind of illustrated that with my broad definition and some examples of grad jobs. So next question I often get is, what are placements like? How many are there? So you have 3. That's another great thing about our program. You get 3 placements. So your first one comes in January, so the winter term of your first year with us, and you go out with a small group, so about 3 to 4 students, and you go out 1 day a week, so typically it's Thursday, and then you have a 1-week block placement where you're at placement for every day that week and you don't come to classes, and that's typically March break week. And then when you get to your second year, it's an individual placement. So you're working on your own, but you might, sometimes it happens where you're with another student from the program, but you have one in the fall and the winter. And both of those, you're on placement Wednesdays and Thursdays, and then you have a 2-week block placement. One is over March break and then one typically after. So you get a lot of hands-on real world experience with, again, a variety of organizations. So we have the University of Guelph, their athletics department takes students to do March break camps. Then we have the City of Waterloo takes a student to do like programming, March break, prepping for summer, camps, that kind of stuff. The City of Cambridge for special events. We have a lot of partnerships with long-term care and retirement homes. We'll do recreation activities and programming. We also have Traverse Independence, and their participants are varying levels of brain injuries. So it's a very cool organization. Everyone who goes there loves it. And they also come and talk to students in one of our classes. Another one that's kind of interesting and that students absolutely love going on is to Camp Troyum. And this is an overnight camp for children who have cancer and their families. And finally, we have, again, your YMCA and then your community living. So again, wide variety of placement opportunities, and you get 3 of them. So that's pretty awesome. And my last frequently asked question would be, what are course evaluations like? Full disclosure, we do not have exams in your core recreation classes, which is fantastic. Some of you are probably like, yes. But we don't. We typically have 1 test, and then everything else is assignment and project based. Some of them are individual, like your reflection type assignments if you are reflecting on a guest speaker or something that you've learned over the term. And then the rest are typically group assignments, because that is very much a reality in the field. So sometimes you pick the groups, sometimes the faculty picks the groups. Sometimes it's a combination of both, but just so you know, it's no exams, usually typically 1 test, and then everything else is large hands-on practical assignments. So whether that's a special event plan, a program plan, how to modify or adapt a program or an event, how to access and secure grant funds for a community development initiative, applied facilitation, how to facilitate a meeting. So the skills that you acquire in the program are wide and diverse, and the evaluations help you, again, grow and build your knowledge. Okay, so those are 3 FAQs. So we're gonna keep moving along here, I believe, to the last slide. Nope, just kidding, second last slide. So sample careers, again, I can't express this enough. This is not an exhaustive list of careers. This is just some sample ones, or more like common careers, just to get you thinking about what you might be interested in. So you can do outdoor recreation or adventure type work. You can work in special events. You can coordinate programs. You can work as a recreation aide in long-term care. You can work as a rec therapist assistant. You can do camp coordinations. You can work in aquatics, which is pools. You can work in facilities as an attendant, camp facilitators. There's just so many things you can do with this field. Another one I forgot to mention, we have a grad who works in a therapeutic riding organization now, which is also very awesome. You can work as a volunteer coordinator and coordinate all those volunteers that we rely so heavily on in this field. So those are, again, just some sample careers. Lots to pick from, lots to explore, and we do explore some career options and job postings in the program as we go through. So now it's my last slide, I promise. Okay, so ta-da! If what you heard in this short little presentation is of interest to you, and you want to join a group of like-minded students and faculty who care about making people's lives better and communities a better place to be, we look forward to hearing from you and look forward to seeing you in a class. Thanks so much for stopping by.